I've got to say, I'm excited. I was over the moon. I was so impressed when IK decided to bring out the battery e-foamer. I thought this was going to replace the big boy down here, the 12, because when you're going mobile, one of the things is having all this in the van is going to be an absolute nightmare. And I wish I even had a van. I've got a car. And so all this stuff I have to put inside the car is going to be really difficult. And so having smaller bottles, smaller liquids when I'm working on different vehicles makes it a lot easier. So when the rag company decided to showcase this at TRCMA, which was not this year, 25, it was in 24, couldn't wait for this to come out. I was buzzing. I kept talking to the suppliers, when's this coming in? I want to be the first to do the video on it. Super excited. And I spoke to John at Clean and Shiny. When it finally landed, I was super excited. And so why is my video taken so long to come out? We're going to get into that in a minute. IK sprayers are a fantastic tool. I use them all in my business. As you can see, I think I'm fully qualified when it comes to talking about IK. I've got the first ones, the first editions. Well, I said the first editions were 1 litres, 1.5 litres. These are the IK Pro 2s. I've got the foamers, I've got the multi-sprayers, I've got all the tools, and I do love having the best tools in my business. If you follow me before, if you've been watching me on Instagram, I don't shirk anything. If I need it, I'll pay for it because it's so important to me to make my business more and more efficient. And that's where this came in. I thought this would be a great little purchase. £95 in the UK, whatever that is in dollars, I'm not sure what you guys are paying over there. Now, when I tested it, it was a great product, fantastic. But there are a few things that I'm going to tell you about it today. And as you can see in my face, I'm very disappointed. Within the first 30 minutes, this version broke. I had to send it back. I had to speak to John at Clean and Shine and say, look, sorry mate, something's happened. I can't turn it on. Pressing the button over and over again, kept pressing. No light. All I could work out was the fact that the reason why I wasn't coming on was because some water slid down the side of the bottle when I was filling it up. Now I know it's battery powered, and I know don't be stupid, you know, putting this in a bucket to fill it up isn't going to be very clever. We know there are some people out there that aren't that clever to do that, but you don't do that on something like this. But it's not fit for purpose. I'm disappointed. I wish I hadn't bought it. It's been such a exciting wait, and now I'm just disappointed. The second one came, and now the second one has gone as well. And so they've all been recalled. They've all been called back from Clean and Shiny. John isn't selling them anymore until they fix this problem, because it isn't a John problem. It's not a Clean and Shiny problem. It's an IK problem. And there's probably a reason why in TRCMA, when they actually did it in 24, that they took a whole year before they could actually get these out.
From what was once a 3D printed version at TRCMA 2024 is now the real freaking deal.
It's only speculation. I don't really know the truth on this, but I'm very, very sad to say that this one has now died as well. And so this isn't a hit piece. This isn't a video where I'm here to try and make views and follows and sort of get loads of comments and stuff because of negativity. I'm just generally disappointed. As you can see, I've pulled all my IKs out for you guys just to show you that actually I am a big IK fan. I do love using them, but unfortunately they seem to be just a bit behind the 8 ball. We know that there's a lot of Chinese manufacturers out there that are bringing out sprayers for £13, £15, £18. For that sort of price, you could throw one away every year if it lasted a year, even 6 months. I know that, you know, buy cheap, buy twice and all that sort of stuff, but I thought this was going to really make a difference. And like I said, having these issues when you used to have the old ones where these are the first editions, pumping, you know, I don't even feel like bad pumping anymore. It actually feels like a luxury. The fact that it actually works. What they brought out was the second edition, and you had a little Schrader valve on it because a lot of people were trying to pimp their IKs, put the Schrader valves in it, and obviously, you know, that could have caused a lot of issues if, you know, because it's a compressed chamber. Also using the multi-sprayers, these multi-sprayers, you know, fantastic tools, really, really good. You know, you can probably get around a whole car. If you're using a multi-sprayer, just pump it as you go, really good bit of kit. But I just wanted to replace this big boy, and this big boy, this is still going strong. This has no problems at all. The battery lasts a long time, and so when it comes to the design process of this, obviously I wasn't involved in it, but you can imagine, I've seen other YouTubers bolt things on the side, all this sort of stuff. Be honest, it's a lot of fanning around, a lot of faff. You know, there's a lot of product manufacturers out there that brought this out way, way earlier than the IKs. And the fact that they're still behind the 8 ball with this, I just think that this, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's going to serve a really good purpose when you get the opportunity to be able to use this as a foamer. You can change these tips and turn it into a sprayer. You can mix up whatever chemicals you want. It's just, I mean, when I first started using it, the second one I got, it was brilliant. Like I said, multi-sprayer, foamer. I just had one thing on my cart the whole time when I was working around. It was just brilliant. Rinse it out, use another product. I've just been testing it to make sure it was fit for purpose. Again, this one's died as well. And so for £95, I've got to say, this one's got to go back. And so for those people out there that are thinking of investing in this IK foamer, I'd say it's a fantastic product. It's an amazing product. I'm really pleased with the product. I just can't afford that much money for it to keep breaking down and keep sending it back. If I'm on a job, I'm filming a situation, you know, as you know, as detailers, nothing ever goes to plan. Sometimes things blow up, hoses blow up, pressure washers fail, all things happen. Just don't need another thing failing my business right now to slow me down, because it's all about time. Time, efficiency equals money. And so that's my point about the IK foamer. I will be bringing out the video that I did do originally before this video to show you all about how it works. I've gone through the story of the IK. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, hit the comment section. If you want to ask me any questions about this, because I've given this a thorough testing. I haven't been in a rush to get these videos out because, like I said, when I do my content, I make sure I do my due diligence first. I speak to the right people. And like I said, I'm not the only one now who's had issues with these sprayers. So I want to hear from you. Have you had these issues? You know, we do sometimes have to call manufacturers to task. You know, this isn't a hit piece. It's just a case of it's just not fit for purpose right now. And so if they can fix this, whether they add a bit of waterproofing, whether this becomes like behind a silicone patch, so you can patch this in with a bit of silicone, so that you can actually just like an outdoor switch that you normally have in industrial places, works really well. But like I said, right now, it's just not for me.